Avon sits secluded in a corner, reading one of his favorite adventure books, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and ponders to himself.
Life is a gamble. Just look at my life. These men had it right. They did not just sit here in their house and read about other people's adventures. They went out and had their own. They were happy, but it's just so hard with the weight of this shell on my shoulders. It feels like the weight of the whole world is on me.
In comes a newt going along his good way. "How are you this fine day, Mr. Snail?"
I've had better days.
"Why so glum, chum?"
I have an idea in my head, and I just don't know what to do about it. I'm a snail right here on this branch, riding on a dream and a shell shine. A snail's got a dream, Newt.
"What are you so confused about?"
You see, I read great people going on adventures all the time, but I just can't seem to be able to go on one myself. Do I dare? Do I dare? Time to turn back and descend the stair.
"I see the problem. What you need is passion. Passion in its purest crystalline form."
I think that if I don't go on adventures, I might die, and I will never be happy.
"That's more like it. Adventure is the ultimate positive."
You're right. But when should I leave? How will I know if I'm prepared?
If it's going to be tomorrow, it might as well be today. And if it is today, it could have been yesterday. If it was yesterday, then you're over and done with it and can write your own book. Think of it that way.
Yes, indeed. I will do it. Yesterday for sure.
Avon begins his departure and is about to leave his yard when an ant is passing by. "Are you leaving?"
Yes, I'm about to go on an adventure.
"What kind of adventure?"
I'm not sure yet.
"My great uncle went on an adventure once. I could tell you about it."
Oh yes. Would you come with me? I think it would be great to have someone so knowledgeable about adventures as my companion.
"By my parting words, I will never abandon you."
Let us go, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky like a patient eats the rice upon a table.
"Wait! One of the best parts about leaving is having someone to say goodbye to."
Who is there that we could say goodbye to then?
"Well, you go that way, and I'll go the other way, and we can say goodbye to each other. And then, after a while, I will run and catch up with you."
Goodbye, Edward. It was nice knowing you. Stay safe.
"Goodbye, Avon. Have fun on your adventure. Don't forget to write." They wave to each other and walk away. After a while, Edward turns around and catches up to Avon. Avon and Edward begin to become a bit bored, so Edward sparks up a conversation. "Avon, what do you know about music?"
Oh, nothing more than a few tunes, most of which I've forgotten.
"What is the first thing after all you things you've forgotten?"
My memory isn't very good.
"Well, we're going to need some marching music for the rest of our adventure."
Do you know any marching songs?
"But of course! I know one, and it goes like this. March, march, golly, golly, golly. March, march, oh, golly, golly, golly. March, march, march."
That was so inspiring.
"Thank you. One of the best parts is that it can be sung from either end, the beginning, the middle, or the end. I sing from the beginning, and my mother, she sings from the middle. As you can see, we are all a family of individuals." In the midst of their singing, a cricket is heard not too far from them.
Sick, 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 sick.
"Don't you find it irritating when crickets all sing the same song? They should have some more creativity."
Yeah,
"Excuse me, where did you learn that song from?"
it's just what all crickets sing, dude.
"Well, don't you want to be different from other crickets?"
Well, I never really thought about that.
"Wouldn't you like to have your own song? Is there anything that you are particularly fond of?"
Well, I think cheese is pretty gnarly.
"Then I will go and write you a song dedicated to your love of cheese and be back in time for you to sing it through the night." Edward leaves and comes back some time later. Weaving a paper in his hands, Edward says, "I've done it! I'm back.
What have you come up with, Edward?
I've used your tune, but the words are my own creation.
Let's hear it, man.
Cheese, 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 cheese."
I love it. But if I sing that song, I'll be so different that every bird in the world will know who I am and will try to eat me. That's quite a problem. But you could sing it inside your home. That would make you the first cricket in the whole world who, when creatures listen, won't be heard.
Now that's individuality. Excited by the idea, the cricket ran to his house, closed the door, and began to sing. Avon and Edward heard nothing.
Wow, being creative really does make the difference.
Well, words are all we have to go on. Singing their song, Avon and Edward continue on their journey.
Edward, where are we going?
I thought you knew.
Oh, I forgot to pay attention to that. We should ask the very next person we come across where exactly we are.
Good idea. Look, I see a door just ahead. We should knock on it. Who is it? I'm Edward. He's Avon.
I'm Avon. He's Edward.
Do you know anyone? Well, I know Avon, and he's a fine fellow. Oh, well then you must be a fine fellow too. The door opens and a salamander sticks her head out. Hey, what can I do for you, boo?
Well, we were wondering where we are and where we should go.
Well, you are currently on my doorstep. And is there any place in particular you want to go? No, ma'am, not in particular. Oh, well then you really don't have to worry which way to go or whether to go at all. But if you really want to, I would suggest to continue on this way until you reach the fork in the road. Once there, hang a left.
Where does that lead to?
I don't know, but I've been every other direction, and I know those all lead to particular places. Thank you, Miss Salamander. That is the way we will go then. All right, boys, have you a safe trip then.
Thank you. We will.
Oh, well, one more thing. The next time you boys are lost, please let me know ahead of time so that Mama can have a plate of cookies ready for you. Dang, don't be rude.
We certainly will, Miss Salamander. If we are ever lost again, we will be sure to come back right here.
Edward and Avon continue on their journey, talking to each other along the way.
Edward, do you think we'll ever meet a dragon?
Well, there are different kinds of dragons, Avon. Some of them are good, and some of them are bad. Dragons are excellent at disguising themselves, so sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between them. Hopefully we find a good dragon.
But how will we know if they are good dragons or bad ones?
Well, I'm sure asking will do the trick. Just as they are discussing this, they encounter a mouse nibbling on a nut on their path. Look, there's a dragon.
A dragon?
Yes, Avon. Remember how good they are at disguising themselves?
Oh, yes.
The green-eyed monster which does mock his identity. We must be careful because we don't know if it's a good dragon or not.
Well, hopefully he isn't a green-eyed monster. I beg your pardon?
You, my good mouse, are a dragon, and we are pleased to make your acquaintance.
I think you made a mistake. I am not a dragon.
But of course you are. You can't fool us.
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm really no dragon.
Don't be so modest. You have a tail, don't you? And 4 legs?
Well, yes I do. There! Dragons have tails and 4 legs and eyes and long teeth. That means you're a dragon. Wow! I never knew I was a dragon! My father never told me. You should ask your mother. I'm sure she will know. This is so exciting! I must go home and tell all my friends and family.
The mouse scurries home with excitement.
Oh no! We forgot to ask if he was a good dragon or not.
He seems pretty young, so he probably hasn't made up his mind.
I hope he decides to be a good dragon. A good dragon is hard to find. It would certainly be a comfort.
Edward and Avon head towards a branch. Since we're on an adventure, we have to make sure we go through thick and thin.
Thick and thin what?
Thick and thin branches. Edward points from the thick branch they are currently on to a thin one. They divert their path to the thin branch.
Look, Avon, there's another snail coming our way.
This is great! It is impossible for either of you to pass without knocking the other one off. This will be a fight to the end.
You mean we have to battle it out?
Yes! This is what adventures are all about.
But what if I lose?
Avon, if you win this battle, you will be the most famous snail in the world.
I just don't think I'm good enough, Edward.
No, Avon, you are your best thing. You can do it. Now hurry, Avon! Edward scolds Avon repeatedly to speed up while Avon desperately tries to speed up his naturally slow pace. They continue until nightfall and realize that they will only know the outcome of the battle at dawn. After waiting the night with no word from Avon, Edward awakes and sees the other snails slithering by him. Down the branch he notices Avon still on his way. Did you win the battle?
I'm not sure, Edward. It all happened so quickly.
The other snails slithered away behind them. Edward and Avon walk along as a pudgy ladybug scurries their way. Yoo-hoo! Oh, brave snail! I watched as you did battle with that slug the other night. My, you are a mighty fine warrior. I would very much like if you received this as a token of my admiration. The ladybug aggressively wraps a handkerchief around Avon's neck.
Thank you, ma'am?
Oh, sweet thing, think nothing of it. It's only right that us bugs of distinction should relish in one another's company. Avon, thoroughly confused, looks at Edward for explanation. More matter, less art, Miss... What's your name? My real name is Bianca, but I prefer my stage name, Lady Libertine. Well, Miss Libertine, what would you have to do with Avon? Well, quite frankly, I would like to go on a date with this handsome gentleman. We would sit on a branch and think which way to walk and pass our long-loved day.
Love?
Love? How perfectly preposterous! Your assertions are comical, madam. Ignoring Edward, the ladybug gazes into Avon's eyes and intends for only Avon to hear as she whispers, Oh, sweet creature, kiss me hard as if you plucked kisses up by the roots that grew on my lips. Edward rolls his eyes. Avon is still confused, gapes his mouth. The ladybug then attacks Avon's face with her seductive smooches and capricious lips, and Avon repulsively pushes her away.
Lady Libertine, I'm not that kind of snail.
Ah, well, I have never been so insulted in all my life. By my echoing song, then may the worms take that long-preserved virginity, and your quaint honor turn to dust, and into ashes all my lust. Do you know how many bug folk around here would kill to get at the taste of these luscious lady lumps? The ladybug kisses Avon again. Oh, get thee to a buggery nymph. Edward and Avon walked away, leaving the ladybug in a daze.
It wasn't even that good. Her eyelashes poked me in the feelers.
Humph! The nerve of that coquettish cockroach. She probably got them from the forest. They walk away. After another day of walking, Edward and Avon come upon a caterpillar who was voraciously spinning herself into a silky twine. Edward and Avon stop and watch for a while, puzzled. Miss Caterpillar, what are you doing?
I'm building a cocoon. That is the strangest house I've ever seen. How long will you be staying here? A month? Will you be coming and going? No, just sleeping. For an entire month? Your home looks so delicate. Aren't you afraid it will blow away in the next gust of wind? Or another animal might break it while you sleep? No, I think it'll be just fine. I will stand guard outside of your house until you awake. You really don't have to.
Madam, I think it may be wise to take my kind friend's offer. I remember a time when you could go off and leave your screen door unlatched, from dusk till dawn. Not anymore, though.
All right then, do whatever.
After checking that all the windows and doors were secure, Avon took his place at the foot of the caterpillar's house. There he waited for an entire month. Each morning, Edward would cry out, How did the night go? To which Avon would reply,
Nothing happened. No one will bother her.
One morning, after his nightly watch, Avon heard a stir.
Edward! Edward! I think the caterpillar is waking up.
Hurriedly straightening their antennas and wiping off the morning crust, the two creatures awaited the caterpillar. To their utter astonishment, out of the door emerged a butterfly. The butterfly began to stretch her wings.
What have you done with the caterpillar? Were you talking to me? Yes! When I first came to this house, a caterpillar lived here, and for a whole month I have guarded her house to make sure nothing goes in or comes out. I don't know what you're talking about. As you can see, I'm a butterfly. I have nothing to do with caterpillars.
The butterfly flies off. Avon scurries over to the empty house to see if the caterpillar is still there. He finds nothing. Avon turns around with his head hung and slinks back to Edward.
I didn't do a very good job at protecting the caterpillar.
Patting Avon's shell, Edward says, "Yes, it seems that way. But you were broad and innocent, like a cabbage. How were you to know that crafty butterfly would come out?"
What did I do wrong?
Well, by the looks of it, you did nothing at all.
Edward, I promise you, the next time I do nothing at all, I will do it better.
Very well, that's the spirit. And with that, they continued on. After traveling about 3 inches down the branch, Edward and Avon began to hear a cry. Soon they found an ant who was quite beside himself.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear! What am I gonna do? How can I possibly move forward if I don't know which end is my front and which is my back?
What is wrong, Worm? Why are you upset?
Maybe you fellas can help me. You see, yesterday I curled up here and I took a nap. But this morning, when I woke up, I couldn't tell which end of me was which. If I can't figure it out, I'm doomed to never have a beginning or an end. And I'll be stuck right here. Oh, is there anything you can do to help me?
Oh boy, this is certainly beyond me. Edward, do you have any idea how we can help this poor worm?
I've got it. I will take this leaf and tickle each end of you. Whichever end sneezes, that end is your beginning.
That's brilliant! Yeah, let's try that.
All right, here we go. Edward tickles one end of the worm, and nothing happens. Nervously, he glances to Edward, Avon, and the worm. Edward shifts to the next end. After a little bit of tickling, the worm sneezes. Cheers are heard all around.
Thank you, Aunt! Thank you for helping me!
Oh, please, call me Edward. It's no problem at all. I'm glad that I could help.
Well, goodbye, and thanks once again.
They all wave and proceed their separate ways.
Edward, you are amazing back there. How did you know that would work?
Avon, I must be honest with you. I didn't know if my plan would help, and in short, I was afraid.
Oh, Edward, you old black ram, you. You had me fooled. You were very brave, and all that matters is that you helped the worm solve his problem.
The two continue on. Edward and Avon come upon a house.
Edward, look. That house there looks just like mine did.
You're right. Let's go check it out. Edward and Avon come up on the house and open the door.
Even all the furniture is arranged just the way I like it. My goodness. Stumbling upon this house is almost as lucky as a coin landing on heads 103 consecutive times.
No, this isn't luck, Avon. Do you believe in magic adventures?
Yes, I suppose I do.
Avon, this is a gift from an invisible magician.
A gift from a magician? Why would an invisible magician give me a gift?
How many snails do you know who believe in invisible magicians?
Well, you do, but you're not a snail.
Precisely. You are one of a kind. The magician is rewarding you for believing in him. He must have been with us the whole time.
You know what? I think you're right. Who else would have known that I always keep the window open so there will be a breeze when I come through the door?
See? We should thank the magician by staying here forever.
I would very much like that, Edward. Would you stay with me?
I would be honored. Avon and Edward lived in the house for the rest of their lives, telling many stories of their adventures to their friends and other animal neighbors, some of which were real and some of which they made up. Upon inspiring a newt to go on his own adventure, Avon waves goodbye to him as he sets out.
Good luck, dear lad. Ah, Edward, I'm so glad you accompanied me on our adventure.
I'm glad I was helpful.
I'm glad as well. I am also glad that our adventures didn't end like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Agreed. I'm glad the adventure allowed our friendship to begin. But now that's over.
Edward, are you suggesting that our friendship is ending?
No. Actually, I believe it's only the end of the beginning, which is a kind of integrity, if you look at every exit being an entrance somewhere else.
But we never had a middle.
Okay then. Next time we go on an adventure, we'll start in the middle.
Then the salamander was right. It doesn't matter which direction we go in, as long as we just keep going. We might not know our destination now, but wherever we end up, that is where we were supposed to be all along.